Hey, how are you? It's Mary Bicknell. Welcome to Lead a Life Uncommon, where every Monday you're going to get a little biz bite to start your week off right. And then every Wednesday, we're going to deep dive into all things personal growth, where my goal is to help you have an aha every single week. You know, this podcast is for you, for the woman who's the go-getter, who knows there's more inside. And you know what? You're ready to smash through that self-imposed glass ceiling so you can finally see what you're made of. Ready? Let's go. Hey, happy Wednesday, your personal growth Wednesday for Lead a Life Uncommon. Let me tell you what I'm doing. I did a live stream recently on the topic of wealth consciousness, and it was from the response someone gave me about a post. And the post was, wealth consciousness is not taught in schools, and yet it's the secret link to your success. And the podcast I recorded for you, actually, it was a live stream that I'm recording that I'm giving to you in the podcast, is my response to that. And the yeah, but responses that women give, the justification for their lack of money. Remember, I'm here to support you in busting through your inner bullshit, your inner mindset things that are holding you back. And I'm here to help you so that you can create the life that you want and build a business to fund it, or invest in your career in a way that you're going to ask for the raise, or do the things that you need to do to get out of your own damn way. That's the bottom line. Like, get out of your own damn way. So anyhow, this conversation that I did, this spontaneous live stream, it's this podcast episode is out of order. You know, if you've been following, right, we're talking all things goals. I wanted to interject this because it is that relevant and that important for you to start recognizing the things that you are saying that are big blocks to your success. So enjoy it. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback. And this is to you, my friends, having an aha moment as you listen to this live stream recording. All right, we'll talk soon. Here we go. COVID situation. So I've got my green drink. How are you? It's good to see you. Hello, Instagram. Hello, all the places. Hi, it's good to see you. We're feeling better. Today's topic is an important topic. Here we go. I'm gonna look over here. I'm looking down here. I'm looking all the places. Today I feel so fired up about this topic, about justifying your lack of money. I did a post recently. Let me actually pull this post up. And if you're here, say howdy, howdy. I finally have my voice back a little bit, although I'm going to try really hard not to cough. I want to share this post with you because it really got me fired up. Thank you. I am glad I'm on the mend too. I appreciate that love. Here's the thing. Oh, here's the post I did. I want to share it with you. Here, ready? Expanded wealth consciousness isn't taught in school, but it's the missing link to your success. And whenever I talk about money, I always get this feedback, and I won't mention the person's name, but hi, good to see you. I won't mention the person's name, but here's the thing. This is what she said. She gave me one of her yeah buts. Y'all, one of the problems with yeah buts, that's being in your BS. That's being in your BS. She said, and I will quote her, kind of. She's like, this depends on what your definition of wealth is. The greatest wealth in my life are my family, friends, and health. All the money in the world can't buy that. This is what I want to say to that. Whenever I get a response like that, I'm always like this. Here's the bottom truth. I'm like, yeah, like, duh. Obviously that we all love our family. That doesn't have a damn thing to do with, that has nothing, zero, to do with making a shit ton of money, making money and having a change in your thinking around money. Sorry, I had this new, that has nothing to do with it. And when people put that barrier, right, I consider this really like, this is a barrier. Where, Mary, you're always talking about money, but I love my family. I love my family too.
I love my family too. I love my friends too. I am so grateful for the women I've cultivated relationships over the years. They are mutually exclusive, you guys. Mutually exclusive. So if you're defining wealth as, I have all these friends and relationships, that's great. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about that as though, of course, you already have that. What I'm talking about, when I'm talking about wealth consciousness, I am talking specifically about how receptive, open, and available are you to making more money, to allowing things in, allowing more good in. I didn't say, and good friends. And so when people put this barrier up, this buffer with this but justification of their lack of wealth, of their lack of money, it's never the woman. Let me say this. Never have I posted something like that. And a woman who is financially, and we're talking about financially wealthy, they're never the but I love my family. Take that in for a minute. What barriers are you pushing out there? What are you stopping yourself when you're talking about wealth consciousness? Where are you triggered with even the word wealth? Here's a true story. Okay, this is like behind the scenes true story. And so look, over the last 17 years, by the way, my husband and I have been together for 17 and a half years. So the first time I met his family, hi, good to see you. Good to see you. If you're here, say hello. The first time I met his family, I didn't know that they had wealth, quote, quote, wealth. And my mother-in-law said, well, we're not wealthy. We're just wealthy. And I was like, I don't even know what rich is. So do you get my point here? The point was, I didn't even have that as a conscious understanding of what wealth meant, financial wealth. And with all of my degrees, this is not something that we're taught in school. This is years that I've cultivated, and this is what I share with you and my clients. Years of busting through this limiter that you put in front of yourself around even saying the word wealthy, right? When I teach my Empire Building 101 program, we talk about become a leader, make a difference, create wealth. Become a leader, or more of a leader, make a difference in the world, and this helps create your financial wealth. There's nothing in there that's like, of course we want great relationships. So my questions for you today. First of all, who's relating to what I'm talking about? Who's relating to what I'm talking about? When I use words like create wealth, what comes up for you? How have you defined wealth, my friends? Reflecting back to that woman, myself, right? 17 years ago. Actually, it was 17 years this year. Oh my God, that's so trippy. They flew us into, is that right? Maybe it's 16 years ago this month. I'll have to do the math. My COVID brain is a little off today. Here's the thing. It's like, I didn't even know what rich was. So for me, doing the internal work on defining for myself what wealth is, financial wealth, because it's always been a given about friends and family, etc. My push to you today is, if you're not able to define for yourself financial wealth, that's one of the very first steps that you need to take on your journey to creating financial abundance, creating wealth in your life. What does that mean to you? If it's not defined, you're never going to hit it. You're never going to hit it. So for some people, it might be you want to have $1 million in the bank, solid cash in the bank or investments. You want to have a net worth of $2 million, $5 million. You want to, maybe your household expenses are $15,000 a month you need to pay all your things. And you would feel fantastic if you had double that coming in every month. Or maybe for you, it's $1 billion. Maybe for you, it's $10 million a year business revenue coming in, and you pocket 20% of that as profit. Define wealth for yourself. I always talk about money with the assumption that, of course, your priority is your relationships. So when this woman gives me, and she's just one of many, so this is not her specifically, but when people give back that pushback, but my family's my wealth. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You're not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the woman who wants to talk about busting through her own mind, blowing her own mind for opportunities around financial wealth. So what does that look like? How are you justifying your lack of money? Here are some of the other things that I've noticed when women justify their lack of money. They say things like, I want to be financially free. And I'm like, great, well, let's define that. Like, what will that look like now, today, and as you get older, right? What does that look like? So we'll define it. Here's the numbers, blah, 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 blah. Great. What do you need to do to accomplish that? Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself out there. I'm not going to try and sell anything. I'm not going to, and you come up with all these like justifications why you don't want to do whatever the thing is to make money, to have the wealth, to have the opportunities that money gives to you. See, it's not just like buckets of money, because I'm all about, if you don't want to make shit tons of money, you watching me, you're in the wrong space. I want you to have shit tons of money, buckets and loads of money, so that you can build memories with your family. You can give to your community. And because there is money everywhere, that's your first lesson. If you're not even in the space of, there's literally money everywhere. There's clients everywhere. There's opportunities everywhere. If you're charging whatever you're charging, somebody else is charging 10 times, 5 times, 20 times and getting it. And so what are you putting up as a barrier for receiving money? I don't want to do it. So it's like, my family is good. I'm good. I'm good. Well, I'm not your girl. You're in the wrong space. Go find the I love my family space. What do you define as wealth? What would your ideal life look like? How can we look at you creating a lifestyle? This is the work I do. What's your lifestyle that you want? And then let's build that business or expand or scale or grow the business to fund it. It's so available. So even me saying things like, there's clients everywhere, there's money everywhere, that triggers the shit out of people. And they're like, oh, that's not true. I can't seem to find any clients. No clients have money. No clients, I want to charge $25,000 and, I can't get anyone. And like, that's all you're justifying. That's all you're limiting. That's all your current paradigm of belief. That's all the programming that you've had. Most of the women that I work with, were grown up, were raised in a middle class environment. So what's the problem with that? In middle class environment, we never even use the words wealth. Never. We never used that. I didn't grow up like my parents were like, we're middle class and that means we're not wealthy. Like we didn't even like that's why I said the example when I gave it to you about my in-laws, my mother-in-law saying, we're not wealthy, we're just wealthy. And I'm like, shit, I don't even know what rich is. I didn't even know this as concepts. If you're not even aware of your construct of money and financial opportunity and abundance everywhere, you're going to struggle, my friends. This is why you're struggling. This is the work that we do together, you and me. This is the deep dive, heavy lifting, aha moment of what that looks like. What are the things that you're wanting that you don't have? Here are some of the things that my clients who have been in a middle class environment, and then we bust through this, and then they do create financial wealth for themselves. It's things like they are not sending their kid to the best cool camp. With River, she's in a national volleyball club. It's $10,000 for like whatever it is, a couple months. That's nothing. 10 grand. What is that for my kid to be doing something? But there's plenty of people that can't or won't do the inner work to create the business and the life that they want so that they could give their kid that opportunity. Because they think that money is finite, that there's only so much. This is not true. It's not true. There's so much money available out there. So much. Here's some other things. People are like, when you walk into your kitchen, when you walk into your bathroom, when you open your closet, do you feel inspired? Look, my kitchen floor has heated floors. My kitchen has heated floors. I grew up cold. Living in an apartment. And then when we moved to another house, I was on the second floor and there was like no heat up there. Like sleeping in gloves. Talk about reprogramming my worth and money because I was raised where I was cold at night as a kid. You got to bust through that stuff because none of that is true for you. It doesn't have to be. So do you go downstairs and do you, I say downstairs because my kitchen is downstairs. When you walk in your kitchen, are you just like, oh, do you even know what an amazing kitchen is? Right? Hi. Do you know what it is? A beautiful bathroom. I walk into my all marble bathroom, $75,000 bathroom. And, I throw these numbers out. My kitchen area was $250,000. My bathroom was $75,000. I'm sharing this with you, not to be like, well, look at me. I bought a second house last year. I'm sharing it. And I'm sharing my history of where I've had to come from in order to allow money in. Because it used to be those people had money. I don't know how to make any money. It's out there. It's not out there. It's in here first. So when you're justifying your lack of money, you're just chewing on that story that you were sold. Today I wasn't planning on coming on here, but here's the truth. I was so triggered by that. I was so triggered by that woman's response because it's painful. It's painful because the opportunity for you is so ripe and abundant. I work with a lot of professionals who are in industries where they're exchanging time for a buck. Now, maybe it's $150, but it's still time for a buck. And this is their finite look. And they're like, they have no concept of how to scale, leverage their time and leverage their money, their income in order to have more. Their construct is the more I work, the more money I make. But Mary, I'm so tired already. I'm already working so many hours and I can only charge so much more. That's because that, again, you're in this like justification for your lack of money. And the truth is because you don't know how. I understand. That's why I have a business, right? And that's why consulting is a thing. Okay. So today I'm really just talking to you with my cup of coffee because I wasn't planning on coming on here today. But like I said, I was just so triggered. Because I don't want you to believe, I'm going to post this in the comments on Facebook, etc. I don't want you to believe it's not possible for you. I don't want you, every time somebody talks about money, every time somebody's like $1 million house, a $75,000 car, or whatever. Somebody right now who you're charging $200 an hour, somebody else is charging $1,000 an hour for the same damn thing. I don't want you to justify why you don't have every single thing that you want because it's available to you. It's possible for you. So today I'm going to give you a task and I want you to direct message me or reach out to me. I want you to think about when you hear the words wealth consciousness, enjoy wealth, create abundance, be wealthy. What comes up for you, my friends? This is your very first step and busting through this inner BS, this inner wall that you have around the life that is so available to you. So available. Look, if somebody would have told me when I was a little kid and I was living in an apartment and I was wearing shoes that were too small for me and I was eating like shit on a shingle, which is, by the way, if you don't know what that is cream chip beef on white toast because that's all they could afford. If you would have told me then as a little kid, oh, one day, Mary, first of all, you're never going to eat shit on a shingle again. You're going to eat like whatever organic, anything that you want. You're going to have a couple houses. You're going to have freedom. You're not going to sit like my mother and sequestered in the back den, like grinding out or like making sure that she like budgeted and did the checkbook down to the penny, to the zero. I don't do that. My vision is not on this tininess. My vision is out here. Where's your vision? Where are you justifying? I got to balance it to the zero and spend hours. This isn't about wasting money. This is about creating more money. But that wasn't how I was raised. And I bet you that's not how you've been raised too. Okay, so I could talk about this all day long. I want you to direct message me with your definition of wealth consciousness. And this is what I don't want you to say. So if you just jumped on now, I'm so glad you're here. Go back and listen to it. This is what spurred this today. There's no justifying saying, well, about my family is my wealth and I love my family. Jesus, people, let's have that as the given. The given is, my friends, that you have a beautiful family. And of course, consciousness, wealthy for me is freedom of expression and living in the moment, expanding and creating in the now, monetizing what I don't know how it works. Monetizing is what I don't know how it works. Thank you for being honest. I don't know. This is, I don't have your name, but thank you for being honest about not understanding how it works. That's like the very first step in not understanding how it works. And I agree that wealthiness, that part of being wealthy is freedom of expression and living in the moment. Here's the reality about that. So many times we live in the moment. And of course, I'm a clinician. So of course, I talk a lot about mindfulness and being in the moment. And part of creating wealth, though, is being able to be free in this moment and all the moments to come, and knowing that that's a possibility. Because one could argue, right? This is another thing, right? One could argue like all we have is now. Well, of course, all we have is the now. Of course. Here's the truth. Tomorrow, if we have the now and we're not planning for tomorrow and we're not creating our freedom for tomorrow, then what? Then what happens? You know what happens? People freak out. People are afraid. People get stuck. People then are regretful about what they could have, should have, all of the things. So, wealth consciousness, what does that mean to you? All right, I've got to pop off. Enjoy the rest of the day. Think about how you're justifying your lack of money, because it's all available to you. You can lead a life uncommon. You can be the leader in your own life and create the lifestyle that you want and build a business to fund it. We'll talk about that again another day. Bye.
Hey, you've been listening to the Lead a Life Uncommon podcast. I'm here helping you create a life to allow you to do whatever the heck you want to do, whenever you want to do it. If you got some value out of this, I'm going to ask you, pop over and give a 5-star review. Subscribe and share this with a girlfriend you know is ready to lead a life uncommon herself. And I want to give you a couple things. Number one is pop over to marybicknell.com/podcast. I have something called the Guide to Your Hidden Thoughts Around Money and Success. You're going to uncover some good stuff there. It's a little workshop I'm giving to you. And another thing I want you to take advantage of is this exercise I did all around connecting with your evolved future self. You're going to love this exercise. It's going to be fantastic. In fact, when you're done, please, please, please go and tag me on Instagram or any of the socials and tell me what you thought. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, and I'll chat with you soon. Bye now.